folks, how you doing? Papa Joe here. Been a while since you seen me, ain't it? What the heck? Sitting down here in Cleveland, Texas. It's actually about 22 miles from the house, and just south of it. I was going to stop by the house for the night, although it's Tuesday night. I just left there yesterday morning. But I ran into Houston yesterday and picked up a load. I'd emptied out Friday, and I hauled butt. I had 15 minutes left on my 11 hours on drive time, and I had 15 minutes, maybe just a touch over that, on my 14 hours. So I got talking to the dispatch today. Got me a load going down there to Houston. Empties out in Pasadena. And they already, before I even left the yard, I let them check the truck over and got a truck wash, although you can't tell it now. Shot the bull with a few people, the owner and dispatcher, mechanic. And before I even left the yard this morning, they already had me a load for tomorrow. Cool. So I got traveling down the road and I looked at the load information. So I asked him, I said, am I bringing this to the yard or delivering it? And he's like, huh? Think you can be at the yard by tomorrow evening? Because it delivers like 8 a.m. Thursday, 35 miles from the yard. And I said, I'm hoping to. That's my plans. So he's like, if you can make it to the yard and drop it tomorrow evening, we'll have a local deliver it. But if you can't, then you know, you got to run it on in with an 8 a.m. appointment. Duh. Fair enough. Thus, I got doing the math. I got 2 drops tomorrow, then a pickup. I'm 46 miles away from my first one, which means I'm about 25 miles past the house. And that 25 miles can mean a lot tomorrow. So I talked to Mama and I told her my best bet was to come on up here to this Love's, and in the morning I can ease over there without being on the clock, and I can fuel and do that while I'm doing my pre-trip. That way tomorrow when I'm trucking, I don't have to stop and waste 15 or 20 minutes fueling. It's a game we have to play out here. You know, it's time management. So the 20 minutes or so that I'm saving from the house to here, which by the time I turn around up there at my place, that turns into 30 minutes because it can be a bugger bear to do a U-turn up there, and you have to come back south. So saving a half hour there, I'll save 15-20 minutes fueling. So right there you've saved almost an hour. That can make the difference in me dropping this load on the yard tomorrow night or not. So I'm taking the gamble. Been getting in quite a few miles. Been busy trucking, as you've noticed. I ain't been on here. I've been turning some turns. And then when I get home, I've been pretty much working my butt off. So, well, the boys have been working. I go out there and help. Now, this past weekend, I've busted my butt, which is good. I'm getting back in shape a little bit where I can handle it. Somebody commented about my smoking. They commented in the email. Yeah, folks, I'm back to smoking. They're like, well, what happened? I've been smoking for 45 years. It's a wicked, wicked habit to kick. And if you're not a real smoker, if you've never smoked or you smoke a pack every 3 days, you ain't got a clue. A lot of us out here in these trucks, this is damn near the only thing we do. And we smoke several packs a day. I have cut back some, not enough, but I have cut back. At one point in my life, I was smoking 3 to 4 packs a day. Now I'm down between 2 and 3 packs a day. That's doing good. Some days are better than others. And yeah, I know there's those that say, oh, I smoke 3 packs a day and I just laid them down. Kudos. I'm happy for you. I ain't that strong. So, it is what it is. Property is looking jammed up. I mean, it's looking good. We wound up getting a Gravely 0-turn radius, a heavy duty one, and it's working out real good. I've been pushing my budget big time with them boys working down there, but stuff is really starting to look up. I am hoping to have a real big weekend this weekend. I was leaving those up so it might help y'all seeing me, but well, that really cuts me out. I'm hoping I can work it in the budget where I can work both boys both days. That gets a little pricey on me. But I got some stuff I want to get done. It's really motivating me the way the place is looking. Mama's already starting to talk about some interior stuff she wants done to the house. But I've got a couple more projects outside that she wants me to complete. And she said, we'll start talking about this in the house and we'll get our plan together. But right now, you keep doing that out there. Gotcha. This past weekend, we didn't even really do any cooking. Let's see. Friday night, I took her out to dinner somewhere. Oh, I got home a little bit early Friday, and we went down to a chicken place that she likes, which she normally gets chicken livers there. Chicken livers and milk gravy. She dips them. Which I like it too, but not from that place. I ordered catfish, and she decided that she was going to do catfish instead of chicken livers. So we ate out that night. Saturday night, what did we do Saturday night? Saturday night we did pot pies. When was the last time you had a pot pie? Oh, I did turkey and she did, no, I did beef and she did turkey. She either did turkey or chicken. Oh, she did one of each, actually. Then Sunday night, we had some sausage, rope sausage, and I fried that up in a skillet in the cast iron. And she dug through the freezer and got out some mixed vegetables with cheese. So that's what we had then. The weekend before, we had actually did several hamburger helpers, so we just didn't feel like cooking. And sometimes when you cook like we do every weekend for the week, you get tired of your time together cooking. So now we have to do something to cut back on my cost out here. So we can't just literally blow it off all the time. So I told her, I said, you know, we ain't done hamburger helpers in a long time. When we had kids at home, we did a lot of hamburger helpers. There's some of you out there that can relate to it. Whether they was homemade hamburger helpers or out of the box, it was still all the same concept. But I told her, I said, why don't we just pick out 2 or 3 different kinds of hamburger helper and get 2 or 3 boxes of each, and we'll have that for a meal and dish some up to go. So she didn't feel like cooking any more than I did, so that's what we did. We got a big old 10-pound roll of hamburger meat, and we got, I think, 3 different kinds of hamburger helper, and we got back to the house and we cooked them all up at one time. We had 3 pots out there, and I had the boxes lined up, cut the hamburger up. One section went in the ice box, and the other 3 went into individual pans, and we just commenced making it up. And we let it cool off, and we ate a little bit of it for our dinner that night. We dished it all up for her and I for our weeklies, and there was enough for 2 weeks. So I brought some out last week, and I stuck the rest in the big freezer. And she stuck some of hers in the big freezer, and this weekend, when we worked so hard, we didn't take time to cook, as I told you. I went out to the big freezer, and I grabbed out 5 of them meals from in there. So it worked out great. The main thing is that it saved me some money out here. Yeah, I'm duplicating last week's meals. It is what it is. You do the same thing out of these truck stops. You know, you can. How many of you got the menus memorized when you walk into one of them? You know, it's all the same junk. We was talking about having a bulldozer at the house this weekend. I put the veto on that. Me and my boy Robert, we got out there looking and exploring, because now we're at a point where we're maintaining what I've had all along. We've got to a point where that's almost up to par for what I want. By the end of this weekend, it should be. But now we're starting to explore future projects. So the runoff that you keep hearing me talk about, where it's washing out, me and him got out there walking around Saturday and looking and exploring. I told him, I said, I'd like for you to go down here, here, and here and follow where that old runoff is. And let's find out why it ain't running off where Mother Nature had it running off. And with that, I went back toward the house. He came back up in an hour or so. He said, Pop, come look, see. So we have found some issues. That berm that I'm talking about that's directing water in there, that actually goes all the way down our woods, and you couldn't really notice it until you really got in there looking and exploring real hard. And it's an old berm. I thought the guy that I had doing the grade work had did it, and no, he didn't do it. This was done many a year ago, because it's got some big trees in it and all kinds of stuff. It ain't something he did in this last year. So we got looking at that and exploring, and the neighbor, he's the operator. He's the one that was wanting to tell me I really needed a dozer to do what I wanted to do. told the son, I said, we don't need a dozer in here. I don't want to lose all these trees in front to get 10 foot behind the tree line. I said, but I can't see where we can maneuver a backhoe in here and work this and possibly get the water draining again how it's supposed to. So we was talking about getting the dozer for this weekend, and the more we worked on it and looked at it and whatnot, I said, no, we ain't even ready for the backhoe yet. We got more work to do. So we'll see where we end up this weekend. I told him he had got to knock off early a couple different days over the last month or so. And I told him then, I said, don't worry about it, I'll get it back. So I told him Sunday, I said, this coming weekend, them early days, hours you got off, I'm getting them back. So to be ready to do long, hard days, both days. So, which his wife wasn't real crazy about that, but she knows what we're trying to accomplish. And she comes over there with him most of the time anyway, with the grandchildren. We're hoping to make some drastic improvements this week. I don't know if it will be enough where I'll shoot a video of it. I am anxious to get a video out for some people to see, y'all, and well, those that really give a shit. But I do have some other friends that are really interested in seeing it. And they keep asking me, when you do another video, man? I said, it ain't ready yet. I said, you seen what it was a few months ago. Next one I put up, it's gonna knock your socks off. So, in my opinion, because I'm tickled to death with the way it's coming around. I'm loving it. Got at least one big fire I need to do this weekend if we're not under a burn ban. We got some more trees to fall, small ones, and I call them ugly trees because they're all twisted, leaning, whatever. I have use for the poles, and a lot of them are, size of my upper arm probably. But I have use for them poles on that for another project, so we'll cut them down and stack them up and cut them to size. See about getting the fire going. Burn up some more stuff. And quite a bit of weed eating still to do down around the pond. This new mower we got, I got real close to that pond, but I'm not going to put it in the pond. So there's a little bit of a foot or two, in some places 3. So one of the boys are going to get to walk down through there with a weed eater and knock that down on the edge of the pond. Got the bridge area in. I think I'd mentioned that in one of the videos if I'd posted that video. I've done a couple videos that I went in and I just deleted. I've just not been in the right frame of mind to make too many of these videos. But we got the bridge in, one of the bridges in, and the son actually got to drive our car across it Sunday, and it did good. Now, it hasn't been, the dirt around the edges ain't been packed, so he did go down a little bit, but nothing drastic, didn't get stuck, nothing like that. Overall, it's a success. Still got a little more work to do, a little more sand to put on it. Eventually, I got some concrete work to do on the ends of it. But overall, that bridge is working great. I still got 2 or 3 other bridges to do. So, speaking of which, I need to call him because he had a piece of pipe he was going to try to get for me. I need to find out what's up with that. Other than that, I'm driving the miles, driving my butt off in order to invest it in my property and work my butt off on the weekends. Sound like life to me, huh? It's you gotta love your property to do it. I guarantee you, because it gets to be some work. but I'm liking it. But I thought I'd jump on here right quick and give you all an update on Papa Joe. So that's what's going on in my world. I'm trucking and I'm trying to play Farmer Brown, sort of. And yeah, I'm still smoking. Y'all remember, God loves you and so do I. Y'all have a blessed evening now. Good night.